Witches, hats, and ghosts and sheets, jack-o'-lanterns, tricks and treats, orange and black, the moon so high, spooky shadows in the sky. Pumpkin patch games, we laugh and scream. Pumpkin patch games from a witch's dream. Watch them run, scary fun for everyone. Trick or treat, give me a sweet tooth. Creeping through the pumpkin patch, crunching leaves, the perfect match. Candles flicker, spirits dance, Halloween's enchanting trance. Pumpkin patch games, we laugh and scream. Pumpkin patch games from a witch's dream. Watch them run, scary fun for everyone. Trick or treat, give me a sweet to eat.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, no! You did it!
It's the other retro.
Oh, man, the other retro. I told you she was explorer. She never came back.
Oh, okay. Well, I know you guys don't
That's
want
awesome.
the other retro. So I will bring back the real retro. Here we go.
Did you make those yourself?
Yes.
Oh, my God, that is awesome. Retro with the button eyes, because that's the part that you said was bugging you, right?
Yeah. Wow.
So that helped you get over your fear.
Yes. Oh, goodness. That was so much fun. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Saturday. We have all gathered here to watch Coraline 2009 and have a wonderful discussion with Douglas A. Burton, who is an author of the Heron's Labyrinth. And we are going to just get into this movie. Now, Coraline is a movie that you've mentioned a lot in your book, and you've also mentioned a lot during our talks that we've had previously on, different episodes and things on the channel. Tell me how you feel right now that we're doing the watch party.
I am loving it. It's just a great movie in general. This is a fun one to watch. It's all stop motion animation, which we even talked about with Clash of the Titans as something that was on its way out. But you made the case, and you're correct, that there's still a place for stop motion animation. In Coraline, it's not animated. This is stop motion. I watched a making of the movie, and it's absolutely incredible how they put this together using stop motion. So just on that basic level, I'm happy because it's a fun one to watch. It's got a childish innocence to it, but it's got a dark side to it too. And I love that little meshing that this movie has. And then absolutely this follows the framework of the Heroine's Labyrinth. It hits pretty much every beat. So it's a great film to study to see how the structure can work as a total thing. So as a full narrative is what I meant to say.
Yeah. I would agree. From what I had to watch it in order to record the preview for us, but it is really like seeing it this time really made me realize, oh my God, this is definitely an underappreciated movie. We don't talk about it enough. There's so many different layers of psychology going on here. And it is for sure. I saw a lot of the Heron's Labyrinth trademarks in there. And it was, and just in general, great storytelling. So if you want to learn how to write a good story. This movie is a perfect example of that. Now, it is a little bit freaky because I
Yes,
mean,
it
for
is.
years I've tried to watch this movie. I've tried to watch this movie, but the buttons for eyes just did not. Was like I can't go any further. There,
I love
it was
your style of squeamishness. You say no needles and no what zombies? Is that the other one?
Well, it's the buttons for eyes was a little freaky because it was like, okay, the eyes are the windows to the soul. And
Mhm.
so it's sort of like once you mess with that, you're not really dealing with you don't know what you're dealing with, right? You can't really tell the personality of somebody who's got uh buttons for eyes, you know? I mean, that
Oh
doesn't,
my god.
that freaks you out. Like, what is she thinking? What is on her
Yeah,
mind? Is she evil? So that changes the entire perspective.
it's
It's
dehumanizing.
Yeah, and it's more than even a mask, because at least with a mask, you know that this person is hiding behind something. But with the buttons for eyes, they're still trying to be this facsimile of something else, but they're really, it's almost
Right.
like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Why that's so creepy, you
Yeah,
know? And in a fun way, like that this has a lot of those ideas, sort of like seeing doubles of people, like the real people, and then seeing the sort of other people. So
right.
really, really important. Now I just want to get into the chat a little bit and see what's going on. We got Kimberly and Hart, like really so good to see you here. And
Awesome.
I love how passionate you are about movies and hanging out with us. So you're incredible, and very supportive of everyone. And Moonbeam is here, mentions the Heroine's Labyrinth. Let's see who else. I saw some other faces. Jack Lumen is
Mm.
here. I was trying to get one where he's saying hi, but as he's here, he is right here. Uh, and let's see. Um, let's see who else. And yes, this is also on Tubi. Tubi has a copy of this.
Mm.
Let's see. And yep, there we have it. I have a copy of it now, a copy of Coraline too. And says my family loves both movies. Oh, what was the other movie?
The Corpse Bride.
The Corpse Bride, yes. And which is another one that I couldn't get through, but I'm gonna try to make it through that movie because I think it's probably got some really good stuff in it that I'm probably missing out on. Let's see who else. You guys are having a great conversation there. And who else is here? Doug's here. The retro crew is in full effect. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, Bonzo Kilborn is here. Hello, Bonzo. So great to see you. I'm so glad you were able to join us today.
Mhm.
Awesome. And Taylor Swift, greater than Disney, Star Wars, MCU, and Doctor Who. This is Matt G. So glad to see you, Matt G. Hope you're doing well and having a
Matt
great
G, that title
weekend.
rolls right off the tongue.
Right off the tongue. I've been practicing. Oh, Emily Kruger is here. Says happy
Yeah.
Saturday. Awesome. So good to see you, Emily. And Emily said, I like the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio film from 2022. Me too. I
Interesting.
really did like that. I
I haven't
really did
seen it.
like. Yeah, it's actually really good.
Hmm.
Much better than that other one that Disney came out with. No
Okay,
offense.
okay. I knew there was
Yeah,
2.
yeah, no offense to theirs, but I did like the um Guillermo del Toro. It's a
Say it
good.
10 times, you really get twisted.
Yeah. And Sergeant Giratana is here. So good to see you. Big hugs from this side of the universe. Let's see. Oh, and Stuntbrat just walked in the
Yes.
door. Says, love you, my sweet retro girl. Oh, I love you too. You're amazing. Thank you for joining us today. And and Jack Lewin says we were discussing G1 Transformers, and so Transformers the movie 1986. Ooh,
That is
yeah, that.
going back.
Oh gosh, I want to do a watch party for that. And Corpse Bride is fantastic. I'm sure you'll love it. Yes, we have a copy of it too. Oh, that's awesome.
Awesome.
Yes. All right. So I think and Kimberly says, so no offense, RNG had to sit in the dark without power because of the storm. Oh, are you in the southern regions down by Florida? Oh my God. I'm so sorry that you had to go through that.
I have
Yeah,
a lot
that's
of
gotta
family
be
and friends
scary.
in Florida. So my heart is out to all you guys out there dealing with this.
Yes, yes, and of course Lorena's out there too, so we've been keeping tabs on her, and she seems to be fine. And we're gonna definitely hang out with her later on to watch the movie Blade. I can't wait. Yes.
Man, those are some good moves.
Yeah, I've been practicing.
Move over, Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, I'm in town.
We have a new Ahsoka we can cast. I love it.
I'm here. Yes, Moonbeam says Lorena is safe. Yeah, she's doing well. She was live streaming earlier. And let's see. Let's see. And okay, so good. Kimberly says that she's okay. So good. Yes. All right.
Awesome.
So let's get started with this because I really want to do a little bit of a description of this movie really quickly. And if you chime in if you have any additional thoughts.
I never really have additional thoughts. I'm usually pretty quiet.
Not but in a good way, And okay, so this is Coraline 2009. It is a lot of people think that this is claymation, but it's not. It's stop motion. And this is a very unique technique of moving models like a quarter of an inch every movement.
Yes.
And now it creates like a flow of even movement. 24 frames per minute, no, per second, 24 frames per second. And it takes sometimes days for them to capture a few seconds worth of work because it's like set up, and sometimes the dolls, not the dolls, but the mannequins or the models will fall down. Sometimes they have to manage entire sets of work and practical movement for each item. Every once in a while they'll go in and do some touch-ups with CGI, but it's like minor touch-ups or like other frame and visual special effects, but they really do seem seamless. They are seamlessly integrated into the production that you can't really tell. Okay, that was this. It's not something that you can always tell, but it's also like very, it's more about helping the story to move along than anything, and looking very beautiful. Like there's a fog scene in which they had tried different mediums to create this, including like cotton and all sorts of different things, and they ended up using dry ice. And they actually like filmed all the dry ice stuff, filmed the characters in the scene, and then kind of put the two together. There's a lot of really effects heavy work in this that's really impressive. And all of the things, including the houses and all of the trees, all of that had to be hand created, and they're about, I would say, 1/6 scale almost. As I know that Coraline herself is like 10 inches, so they kind of like work within that framework. So that house is just incredible that they built that house so good, and all the interiors, everything is done at a miniature level and it looks so realistic, so beautiful,
Yes. And
so beautiful.
a couple things to watch for in terms of stop motion. This movie had a couple of like real standout efforts
Mhm.
by master craftsmen at a
Yeah.
at their highest level. So when you're watching this, like Retro just said, you're moving when you have a whole set, you're moving every piece on that set just a little bit.
Yes.
I remember doing a flip book on where you draw something in
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
margins and the guy's like running, and that was tedious. So you can imagine what it would be like to coordinate the mouse circus, in which there are dozens and dozens of
Oh,
mice all
yes.
performing this like musical number,
Mhm.
is an incredible feat by itself.
Yeah.
And there's also a couple of scenes, I think, when Coraline begins to dream, and I think they reuse it at the end for the credits. One of the animator or the stop motion animators kind of got a wild idea, and she did something that was almost impossible. I'll try to point it out when we're watching it, but there's this dream sequence where these like paper doves and things start weaving in and
Oh
out.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
She did all of that with wires, and
Mm.
she just was like driven, unmotivated on her own level, and did this amazing thing. And it's just a monument to this art form. And
Yeah.
so they didn't know where to put it, so they were like, we're finding a place for it. So they used it in the dream sequence, and I think again at the end during the credits. But when you understand that this is stop motion and not animation,
Yeah.
really take a second to stare at the screen and appreciate what you're watching.
Yes, yes. And the thing that is really kind of interesting it was, and maybe we saw the same little behind the scenes thing.
Mm,
They mentioned how a lot of the staff for this were really driven on their own to just do interesting things. They weren't necessarily like it wasn't like, the whiplash, like let's get this work done.
yeah, yeah.
But people, the artists, they actually were able to express themselves through these scenes, and it's just beautiful to see how much love when they talk about this movie, how much love they convey for it.
Yeah.
And
In fact, just in talking with you and being on the channel,
mm,
we've discussed, sometimes where the magic comes from,
yes,
why is one movie so memorable and another not? Why is this a classic and this a dud? And one of my answers, and there's many answers to this, by the way, but one of my answers is, no matter how much you unpack it, you find the love in there.
yeah.
There's love there, from the storytelling to the animators to the stunt people, right? Stunt brat. Every person, every professional that's contributing is doing something and really leaving a part of themselves in this production. And Coraline has that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of love in the production and the creation of this film. And that's why when you sit back to watch it, it's so much fun. When Retro asked how I feel about watching this, yeah, I'm excited to talk about the Heroine's Labyrinth, but I also just love this film. It is such a fun one to watch.
It is, it is. And one of the people that were working in the special effects department, working as one of the stop motion artists, was Travis Knight, who he's now a big time director. He's basically found himself on the map for directing Kubo and the two strings. Yeah, Kubo and the Two Strings, and which
Oh,
I have yet to see. I haven't yet to see it, and it looks absolutely mesmerizing. So, I
mm,
I can't wait to see that. But he did that, and also Bumblebee, the one Transformers movie that a lot of people seem to love very
yes.
much. So, so yeah, he's really great. Another movie that's kind of hit my radar from all of this is Paranorman. Have you
I
ever
have
seen
not
that
seen that
one?
one.
Okay, yeah, because I believe, that's sort of like in the same realm, sort of. But the director for this movie is a lot of people think it's Tim Burton for some reason, but it's not. It's Henry Selick, who
Right.
also directed The Nightmare Before Christmas. He's got that same kind of style as Tim Burton, but in this particular case, you know, he's doing this on his own. He's really good. Some of the other movies that he's directed, James and the Giant Peach,
Oh
that
yeah.
was 1996, Monkey Bone in 2001, and guys, this movie has been trashed, but this is like my secret guilty pleasure. I
Yeah.
love
Which one?
Monkey Bone.
Oh, I
Monkey
haven't
Bone?
seen it.
Okay, it's really Lulu crazy, but it is so I loved it so much.
Yeah, well,
Um,
there are movies like that you understand maybe aren't great, but there's
yeah.
something about it you still. You know that movie Jupiter Ascending? Everyone hates it, but I actually kind of liked it. So
Oh, did
there,
I see that one? No, no,
yeah.
the one that a lot of people hated that I enjoyed was I didn't see that one yet. The one Valerian.
Oh, I haven't
Um,
seen it.
yeah, yeah, that was people did not like that movie. I did like it. That was a lot of fun for me, and I also loved Gods of Egypt. I thought it was entertaining.
Oh,
Uh,
I thought I heard that got panned, but when I watched it, I was like, it's actually pretty watchable. It wasn't as bad,
yes,
as
yeah.
I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I thought it was decent.
Hmm.
Another movie in which I don't know anything about, which I'm really curious about now, is Wendell and the Wind, that was done in 2022, by also directed by Henry. So I'm looking forward to getting into his productions because he seems to have a style I kind of like. You know, it's
Yeah,
a little creepy, but it's
but creepy can be good if it's handled right. You know, if you
yes,
handle it
yes,
artistically in the right way, and you stay with the right tone, and you clash it with something. Yeah, I think you could put it together. And some creatives have a real knack for that. And
yes,
when they
yes,
get it right, it's not my style in terms of like what I do, but
yes,
it's a style that oddly I find myself liking when I watch it or
yeah,
experience it. You know.
yeah. And it this is by a story by Neil Gaiman. Unfortunately, he's
Yes.
going through some some issue, but we have this wonderful movie. Let's see, it's starring Dakota Fanning. She's so little here, and when she's at this point in her career, but she was known a lot for screaming, and she does quite a bit of that in, in this movie. And then we have Terry Hatcher
Yes.
uh, doing this incredible performance as the mom and also the other mother. And
Yep.
what a great performance I thought she did. And it was she was well cast as sort of like the perfect voice of the perfect mom, and then also to like the creepy kind of the voice of the creepier kind of ulterior motive mom.
Yeah.
And we have Jennifer Saunders as April Spink and Dawn French as Miriam Forcible. This
Yep.
is
Love
really
them.
cool. Keith David as the cat, and he brings in a fantastic performance.
Yeah.
We always love hearing him in anything because he has such a great voice. Um, and I think those are the main ones. We got Ian
Well,
McShane as
Ian
Mr.
McShane,
Sergom.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's in it. And who does Bobinski?
that's Ian
Ian
McShane.
McShane. That's right. That's right.
Yes. Ian McShane. Is there another one? I see. Um, that I can see. I think that's it. I think that's all that I can see of names that are really notable. Um, and so yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope that catches everybody up on the
Did
details
you
of the
mention
movie.
John Hodgman?
No, no, as Charlie, the other father.
Yeah, John Hodgman, for those who don't know,
Okay.
he's the Apple Computers guy. He's in a lot of the commercials for Apple. He's like the average looking you know, I think there was those commercials with the one guy who was in all the rom-coms. He's like, yeah, you know, I'm an Apple, and then the other guy who's like very mundane
Oh, yeah,
looking, he's
yeah.
like, yeah, and I'm a Mac, or I'm a regular PC. So everyone will recognize him if they saw him from those Apple commercials. He does the voice of the father and all this, and
Oh, cool.
I think his voice stands out a little as less less trained as a voice actor. He seems to be very self-conscious when he's voicing the father, but no big deal.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, and I think that I
Yes.
actually think that goes well with the character because he is well, especially when he's playing other father of the other dad.
Yeah. Yeah. The better
um,
father.
Yeah, the better So, yeah, now I didn't get to hear the music while I was watching because of
Oh
the
my
whole
God.
setup. So I can't wait to hear the music because I heard that the music is amazing.
The music is amazing. It's one of my favorite soundtracks. Now, someone's probably
Really?
gonna, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I
Mhm.
think that you pronounce it Bruno Coulet, Coulais. He's a French
Oh, okay.
composer, and
Mhm,
it's very distinctive music. The Coraline music. It's creepy. It's
mhm.
spooky. It's also magical and curious, and there's a lot going on in the soundtrack music, and I love it. So it's one of my favorite
Okay.
soundtracks. I have it on vinyl. So I definitely wanted to stop and make a little call out to Bruno.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna get to the comments really quickly. Emily Kruger says, "It's actually been a dream of mine to work on a stop motion film because I always thought that it's a fun way to do art and to be having a job for a movie like that." Yes, yes. And the really cool part, Emily, is that if you wanted to do like a 2-minute story or something like that on your own at home, you can actually create something. It's really relatively easy, and you could also use like action figures and things like that with dolls with like joints and stuff, so you can get started. Or you could even do it with paper, which is actually another fun little stop motion thing where you can draw each like movement for the character. So
Yeah,
that could be a lot of fun. So
get your resume together, Emily.
I'm so yeah, that is so cool. Yeah, I agree with you. It would be so much fun. Um, and Moonbeam says Monkey Bone starring Brendan Fraser. Yes, it's so good. Oh yeah. And Kimberly really likes James and the Giant Peach. Let's see. And Sembra says, never seen Monkey Bone, and I love Brendan Fraser. Yes. It's a very inappropriate film. It's very rude and obnoxious. So get ready for the worst, for
Interesting.
classless jokes. Yeah. And let's see. And also, he mentions Chris Kattan is in it. Yes, where it has
Oh, from Night at the
a
Roxbury.
very small part, and it's very impressive
Hmm.
physical performance there. So
Wow.
very, very nice. And some persons I worked with Terry Hatcher on Lois and Clark. I double guessed her. Jeannie Francis. Dean Kane is still a babe. LOL. Oh.
Wow.
And let's see.
I like Lois and Clark. That's a good show.
I never saw that show, so I'll have to, take a look back. And it says, "Yep, Kelly. Personally, my favorite movie with Keith David is They Live." Oh yes, of course, yeah. They Live is amazing. Let's see,
They Live. Yeah, that's a good one.
I think so. Yeah, and let's see.
That's Is that John Carpenter?
Yes, yes, that
Yeah.
is John Carpenter. Amazing. I'll have to add that to the list for next year for scary movies. Um, But, if anybody wants to see I think, Lorena Creole and I did, a watch party for that last year. That was fun.
Mm.
Yeah, and I think am all caught up. Let me see. Okay, so I'm all caught up, Guys, are you ready? Are you ready for this?
Yes, I'll just, as she's setting all that up, I'll just run through a bit of the numbers at the box office and everything.
Oh, yes,
I'm always
thank you.
fascinated by that.
Yeah.
So Coraline, this was made in 2009. I think Retro said that already. The production budget was $60 million. So
Wow.
not cheap for a film like this. Definitely, they put some money behind it. And of course, for those who may or may not know how the box office works, if a movie costs 60 million to produce and it makes 60 million at the box office, it has lost money.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
Half of the box office goes to the theaters. The other half, generally speaking, goes to the studios. So for a movie that is $60 million to make, it has to make 120 at the box office for it to break even. And that's before you take into account marketing expenses. Now, back then, I don't think the marketing budgets were quite as crazy as they are today. This is really when social media was getting started in 2009. But so for a $60 million budget, Coraline made 167 million worldwide. So that means this movie was profitable. And secondly, it made another 70 million in DVD sales.
Wow.
Right. Domestic media sales. So this movie is very profitable, and I would say it has since grown into a cult classic. I think everybody knows Coraline at this point. She's a household name, and I think and this film has cemented itself as kind of a modern classic.
Yes, I would agree. People from all over there they always mention this movie and how good it is. And I've been very, very like, okay, I'll get to watch it one day. I will. Because of the button eyes and the other features that we'll see of in the movie. But it is definitely it's definitely worth it. And I'm just gonna launch out this tweet real quick and to let everybody know that we're doing this watch party.
All right, do my notes. Yeah, and just so you know, and I'll get more into it when we get there, but the button eyes, it is fascinating to me that is such a memorable part of this. Retro literally started the stream with her button eyes. The other mother, she got to her.
Yes, me.
She made a good sales pitch. But the button eyes are the poisoned apple of this film, and it's a very creative version of the poisoned apple because it meets all the archetypal standards, and yet it feels very different than, let's say, the Snow White poison apple. Something else that was presented also by the villain of the story, the masked Minotaur, a villain in disguise. And it is presented in bad faith, but it is meant to look appealing or sound appealing to the heroine. Just do this and everything will be fine. And it's not. It's a trick. I always want to stress this because when I grew up, I always heard that Eve got like the raw end of the deal because they're like, Eve ruined everything for humanity because she ate the apple. And it's like, if you understand what a poisoned apple is, it is a weapon. And the poisoned apple is an attack upon the heroine, an attack of deception. So that's what these things are. They're made in some cases to look appealing for the heroine, and but it is a trap. It is a weapon. So, and the button eyes are a great example of this.
Yeah, and they're super freaky.
Yeah. Well, needles are commonly associated imagery-wise with many different variations of the poison apple. The poisoned apple is something internal to heroines, and so needles tend to be a very good symbol for this, whether it's Princess Leia with the mind probe or Sleeping Beauty with the spinning wheel, or here Coraline with the button eyes. So the needle is very prevalent.
Yes, and we've definitely heard you mention this before, so it's really cool to revisit this again in this story. Just knowing like even the start of this has
Yes
the high emphasis on the needle.
Yes, well, but it's always interesting to me what impresses itself upon the human mind. So when you're like, I can't watch the movie because I'm aware of this thing, it just shows how powerful of a archetype these things are.
Yes. Okay, let me do an adjustment here because this seems to be an issue with my auxiliary computer, and I want to have that nice and ready for you guys so I can look over there and see. Oh yeah, there we go. Looks like it's
And
working.
DJ Knight is here.
DJ Knight.
Yes.
Oh wait. Oh, hey DJ Knight, so great. Grabs timer. Yes, thank you. Oh gosh. Perfect timing. So I got the timer, and I've got my video keyed up. I'm trying to think what's the last thing I need to. Oh, two things. One, I wanted to say hi to Keith E, who is probably listening. He's actually out for medical reasons, and he's healing up right now from surgery. Want to say we love you, Keith E, and we hope that you have a speedy recovery. And we're gonna, we can't wait for you to come back and hang out with us again.
Yeah, get
And
well
don't
soon,
worry.
sir.
Yeah, and don't worry about responding because we know we know that you're there and we love you. So
Who's
take
going to
care of
remind you
yourself.
to put the banner up if Keith E isn't here?
I know.
We're lost without him.
Well, on backup, helping him out is Moonbeam and DJ Knight. So, and also you as well. So thank you everybody for looking out for the banner and helping out there. Let's see if I can get that going. There we go. The banner is up and at 'em.
Nice. We did it, Keith. We did it.
Yay. Okay. All right. So I have this. The way it works is that you have your copy, I have my copy, and we watch our copies together. If you don't have this, it's really hard to find this everywhere. So the one place that I did notice that they had it for free, but it's got commercials, is Tubi. So you can head over to Tubi and see if you can watch it through there. And it might be some commercials. So with the commercials, either you can stop this video and wait until your commercials are done to restart it, or you can skip ahead to join up
You'll just
with
have
us
to fine
again.
tune it as you go.
Yeah, just it's a little dicey with that, but it'll be fine. Also, we have let's see. I'll have a version of the film for you to see, just the subtitles, and so you'll get an idea of where we are in the film. And so even if the timer's wrong or we get off kilter somehow, maybe there's some buffering, we'll have that version of the film so we can be able to be all caught up together to refer to. Okay, so let's do this. Right.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So the way I'm doing is I count down from 5 to 1, and after 1 is when we are going to press play. So
Awesome.
Yeah. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. And
then where's your timer at?
It's right here.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I haven't I'll have to catch up with you guys in a second.
There's your
As
button.
the button, oh no.
Yeah.
There we go. That's gonna work for us. And I'll catch up to you guys.
Yeah, and what's interesting is I already have some notes I'm working on for the second edition of the Heroine's Labyrinth. But it could be years from now, who knows? But your mind doesn't stop thinking about these things, and so you have additional thoughts, follow-up thoughts, and one of the big things that I've been working on that I'm adding to the Labyrinth chapter is the secret entrance, the secret door, I'm calling it. Which
yes.
right. I touched on it in the book, but I think it deserves its own chapter because I'm starting to notice it more and more and more. And I also realized there may be different meanings for the secret door. I've noticed that in some cases it is an entrance to another world, and in other cases it is an escape. Meaning somehow heroines have this preset ability to find the escape route in dangerous situations with a secret door. So I wanted to explore the meaning of the secret door for heroines in each version of it. But it is fascinating.
Yes.
And then here we get to see, and this is important, I think, because they're introducing us to the needle, which, like I said, is intimately, this scene it looks 3D to me.
Yes.
I mean, it's like right out at you. But the needle and the button is the poisoned apple. This is essentially like the permanent captivity bargain, right?
Yes.
You are giving up all your autonomy in the idea that you are getting something in exchange that you think you want. But it's a trick. It's a lie. It's a deception. And here they're showing us the masked Minotaur at work with their hands made of needles, and how she's creating what will be a surveillance device on Coraline to open up the film.
Now, one other thing too, I was thinking, well, I'll mention it later because I think I lost it just as soon as I had it. just as soon as I had it. Oh, when you mentioned 3D, here we go. When you mentioned 3D, and this movie, when it was released as a 3D movie.
Check it out, Retro. Can you see this?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, how cute, Doug! Oh my God! Wait! Let's give you a solo. That is adorable. That's nice.
That's right, Coraline. If one of these shows up on your doorstep, don't accept it.
No, don't accept it. Some Brett says, "Yikes! Eyes closed." Yes.
Yep.
Oh, I love little treats like that from movies. Little things like to remind you of how cool they were.
Absolutely. Well, I'm joking. Like if someone were to send you that's a cool gift. I'm just saying in the movie though, the Coraline doll is like it's used to surveil her.
Yes.
We often talk about how heroines are monitored or watched, whether it's the crystal ball in the Wicked Witch of the West, the eyeball, or David Bowie in Labyrinth. There is oddly some sort of surveillance, and I'm working on expanding on this as well. I talk about it in the book, but I want to expand on it. And Coraline has this same issue where she is being spied upon through this doll that the masked Minotaur has sent in. Not uncommon. A lot of heroines have someone watching them to keep track of them. Which is, by the way, a form of control. That is an effort by the Minotaur to control by grabbing information about the heroine to control the heroine,
making sure that they're in line.
Right, by using information against them.
Yeah.
And then this is the Beast as ally. I love this little cat. And I love the stop motion in this. They get her facial expressions so good. Coraline Jones. And this, of course, is Wybie. Now, what else is kind of funny is you see Coraline standing on a well here, and you could think of the well as yet another secret tunnel in the labyrinth, since this is a setting that doesn't change much. But I'd also like to point out that kind of a classic way for villains to die is to fall into an abyss.
Yes.
The Emperor, I mean, you could almost go through 100 films to see how the villain dies, and it is amazing how many villains die from a fall. Falling, the Joker from the old Batman, they all fall to their doom.
Yeah.
And that
The
is the
villain
case
in
here.
Die Hard. Yeah.
Yeah, Hans, one of the most famous ever. I see those memes now. Some people don't even call it Christmas until Hans Gruber falls from the tower.
Oh man.
So, but in terms of storytelling, this is very good storytelling. They've introduced us to a lot of things right away.
Yes.
We have the setting, we've got the well, we've got the needles, we've got the buttons, we've got the doll. All of these things have been established. We got the cat. We've met Wybie. And how far are we in? We are 6 minutes, not even 7 minutes into this film, and we've got all that introduced. That's great stuff.
Yes. And it doesn't feel like exposition or anything like that. It's just there.
Right. And also what I find, I love this. I don't know why, but I've noticed it too. I think there's apple trees through here, right? Right around where she's standing. Aren't those apple trees right behind her?
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, those are pine trees there, but I think there's apple trees. I'll look for it. I'm pretty sure those are apple trees around there. Because Wizard of Oz also had the apple trees.
Oh, yeah.
I just find it interesting that the apple image, apples will literally show up in these heroines. It's almost like, especially when there's a good poisoned apple, even in Kill Bill, when he pulls out the tranquilizer dart like a needle and shoots her to knock her out, there's apples on the table. So it's just funny how often apples seem to appear during the poisoned apple scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, see in that tree back there, it looks like there's apples in there.
I love that the well is here, because then you don't really see it again until much later.
Right.
And all those drops had to be animated.
All with stuff and that transition. I mean, it's just amazing.
It's great transition. I have a lot of them. There's oh, look at all the seeds.
Right. So what's interesting is this house is very, very barren. So, this is a family that is moving into this like triplex, apparently.
Yeah.
Her mom and dad do not make a lot of money. So there seems to be, it's pretty prevalent in the film. There seems to be real poverty in this house. They can't, there's like not good food. And it really drives part of what is going to be used to attempt to seduce Coraline, her desire for something more. I want a better meal. I want a better house. I want something better than this. Which that's totally relatable. We all understand that.
Yeah. Well, for one thing, though, our mom is so mean.
Yeah, she's very detached.
Very detached and cold.
I love it. I'll be watching.
And also Wybie is a character that was added into the story.
Oh.
And I find that he's actually very serviceable, as a character.
Well, he gives Coraline, I think he's important because he does give Coraline another character to interact with. So for all you writers out there,
yes,
a lot of people get really hung up on, I have to have a character. I got to do this. I got to do that. It's not the character necessarily that makes all the difference. It's the relationship. So what you're really you're not just trying to write down the character of Coraline. It's Coraline and the relationship with her dad. It's Coraline and the relationship with her mother. It's Coraline and the relationship with Wybie. So he becomes important because it's another relationship to add to this story that you can build out. And it's a child relationship. So there's a certain sense of exploration and fun and curiosity that is common amongst children. But you really can see that through the relationship with another character.
Yes.
So that's probably why he was added and probably why he worked.
Yeah, I think so.
And
that was their explanation exactly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They wanted They were saying they didn't want her to be talking to herself the whole time.
There you go. So characters are great, but you need characters to have relationships to things. And that's where all the power in the writing and storytelling comes from. Her relationship to the house, her relationship to this neighborhood, her relationship to the neighbors. It is that relation. They're showing you the relationship, her building a relationship with this house. And it's important because this is the labyrinth. So this is a wonderful little exploration of the labyrinth to set our story. We're getting a feel for how many rooms this has. What kind of a place this is. It's got dirty water coming out of the shower. There's the winding staircase. Another secret door. Something's in there. So she's exploring the labyrinth, and this is very common for hero-centric stories. And because the labyrinth is a metaphor for socio-cultural issues or contexts, heroines either explore it physically like this. And look, don't push. There's always rules associated with exploring the labyrinth. You can do this. You can't do this. And he even makes it a game. He's like, go find everything that's blue. So the labyrinth often has what's part of the archetype is game-like scenarios, which this movie is very powerful element in this story. The win-lose game scenario is ever present in this story. And look, in this house, even the photograph, it's bad news. He lost the ice cream. It fell out of his, and that's an important thing, which we'll point out later. So they draw attention. Right. So it's a picture of a boy, and the ice cream scoop fell out of his cone, and he's sad. So that's not a very uplifting painting to don your house with. When she goes into the other world, the ice cream is intact. So it's a perfect contrast for the types of worlds that the harsh reality of or the harsh world of reality and the buttered up world of fantasy.
So I thought it was really interesting here that the doll, she clearly placed it on the table, and then it just ends up right by the secret door.
Yes, like looking at it.
Like, come on, come get me, and here's a little bait for you.
Right. And the secret door, like I said, is a huge archetype. I just used it in my own story, which is a historical fiction novel. I used the secret door because of the power of it. What does a secret door tell you when you stop and think about it? It tells you that someone's been here before. Someone staked this place out before. There's an intelligence behind a secret door, right? Why is it secret? Why is the wallpaper? Why did they wallpaper over it? There's something forbidden about secret doors, something that's supposed to stay hidden. So from an archetypal, from a psychological standpoint, a secret door introduces a lot of power to a story. And here we get the false sense of security that the secret door is safe because there's a brick wall right behind it.
Yeah. And then the key, as a hint to the audience, it has a button in the at the handle.
Right, the symbolism. So, and here again, we get a glimpse of the poverty that these people live in, this family. It's an empty kitchen. Their lights are out at dinner. I mean, or the one little light is doing all the work there. And that food does not look appetizing. In fact, that looks awful.
Yeah.
And here she's building a relationship with this doll, which is spying on her.
Yeah. By the way, that was a fantastic transition.
Yes, it was. And transitions are especially difficult, I would imagine, in stop motion.
You really have to plan out every moment of this. I mean, they even have her nail polish like chipping a little. It's so cute.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just like little details that they have about with the.
And that doll is right next to her. So again, hero-centric stories, the subtle dangers that they face are proximate to heroines. There is a closeness to the danger and a subtleness to the danger. And I think that that's very important because it made me rethink. It's part of what made me right here. This stop motion is incredible.
Yes, it is. Well, this all reminds me of Alice in the Alice from Alice in Wonderland, and also The Wizard of Oz. So
Absolutely.
she goes to sleep. She's clearly dreaming.
Or is
And
she?
or is she, right?
Yeah. Well, there
And
does seem to be the attack of the psyche,
mhm,
which is part of what I think is part of the conflict in hero-centric stories, um, is beautifully exemplified in attacks within a dream.
yeah.
Which didn't we just cover that? Which one did we just cover with dreams?
Clash of the Titans.
Oh, Clash of the Titans, which also
Yeah,
is the
yeah,
poisoned. Yes.
yeah.
And I love this scene. This is
Oh, it's
possibly
wonderful.
one of my favorite secret door type of scenes.
Yeah.
It's I think it's become iconic. The
Oh, it's well,
imagery,
yeah, it's beautiful, and
that
the
right
way
there, her
it's, like,
crawling.
organic, kind of, and it's you can see it moving, it's not a it's almost like she's, like, going into the synapses of her mind,
Yes.
deeper and deeper into unconsciousness.
Yes. Yes. And this is where this is what I love about archetypes, the creativity level.
Oh, this is
So
great.
look at this kitchen compared to
Yeah,
the impoverished kitchen we just looked at.
yeah,
Warm,
so
it's
many
inviting.
lights, and even her mom's totally different. She's not no longer like, she lost a little weight. She's
She's not
smiling.
overworked, right?
Yeah,
She doesn't look
yeah.
as overworked. Like you're right, she looks good,
She's wearing lipstick.
but the buttons over the eyes, like you say, it's so unsettling as a
Yeah,
viewer, you can never quite get over the fact that this is disturbing.
yeah. No, this is where I usually like, "Okay, I'm done."
And her father, instead of being a dry, um, overworked, personalityless person, he's like a musician
Yeah,
in this.
he's a musician, yeah.
And by the way, this song here was written by They Might Be Giants. Did you know that?
Oh, no, I didn't.
A little song about Coraline. He's singing away. This was written by They Might Be Giants, which is a band that was huge in the 80s. I know my dad loved that band. Little Birdhouse in Your Soul was one of them. They do that song, Istanbul, Not Constantinople, which, of course, I know that song. That was written by them,
Oh,
this
cool.
song right here.
I wasn't familiar with those guys.
No?
Mm-mm.
They're kind of very good music,
Mm.
kind of over the top, but also comical. There's a comedy to the music.
Look at this huge meal,
So
big
this is all
turkey.
part of the seduction
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Coraline.
I was thinking that when I saw this, I was like, "They're really seducing her," and they really put it on a little bit later. That's even more obvious that it's a seduction.
Yes.
I mean, these guys do everything so much different for her than her real parents, so
Right.
just to make her possibly wanna stay forever.
Right. Things are better here.
Yeah, look at how fantastic this is.
Amazing for stop
The
motion.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And it's not just food, it's like fun food.
Yeah, yeah.
There's toy trains, and then there's the smoothie machine that comes down from above, from the chandelier. I mean, how creative is this? I just love the creativity. God, I want one of those.
Me
You know?
too. It's all done in stop motion.
Yeah, the color palette. When she's in the real world, it's colorless. It feels
Yeah.
colorless in a lot of those
Yes,
scenes.
yes. She likes games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm noticing too. Reds, talking about poison and the color red. She's got red
Mhm.
lipstick. He's got a red shirt. She's got red fingernails. Coraline's got blue. She's wearing blue. She got blue
Yeah,
hair, blue
yeah.
fingernails. And red, of course, not only is it an appealing color for a fruit, it is also the color of danger psychologically, or alarm and vigilance.
Oh, guys, I'm dangerous. Wow, wow.
Yes.
I'll make you put one of these on.
No, no.
Watch out for those ladies with red lipsticks
and red glasses.
and red glasses. They're gonna come get you.
They're gonna come get you. And look at this. The bedroom looks so much better.
Yeah, looks like a really nice bedroom for a kid.
Yeah,
and even the pictures talk back to her.
Right. Interesting. I might even want to do more work on the Dream
Yes.
device.
Yes, please. Dreams are like part of my speciality a little bit.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, I've done quite a bit of dream interpreting. And
yes,
that is just another level of fascinating.
Yeah, I've read several books on dream interpretation and lucid dreaming and all sorts of stuff. So I'm just fascinated by that your brain can do all this on its own, like autopilot, like AI it comes up with stuff now. It's like our brains do this when we sleep, and I've always been like intrigued by that.
Yeah.
And of course some of the messaging here is that the real world,
it's not that great.
It may not feel that great, but that is the real world.
Yeah.
Like this is the real world is the place you have to make the difference. Writer's rash.
Mom in this world is like not
not a lot of fun coming out of her.
She's like, wrap it up.
And Coraline's sacred fire in this is that she's a child. So this is a child heroine. She wants to be loved. She wants and deserves and needs attention. She's not getting it.
Yes.
She does want something out of life, something cool, something fun, something interesting. So this is a very basic pulse that you don't have to be a girl to identify with this. As a guy, this is a universal desire in people. So when we see a child heroine or a child hero express some longing, some yearning for just a little bit more than their measly life is providing them, we all understand that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So this is your first chamber and chamber guardian. But what's interesting in Coraline, they introduce you, and then they do a test. So there's a second round with chambers and chamber guardians in this. This is more of an introduction to the chamber and to the guardian. Little girl. I always got a kick out of Obinski. He's got this huge belly and these little stick arms and stick legs.
I was like, why did they? How can he hold himself up?
Yeah.
I think what they said that he kept breaking. The armature for him kept breaking because it was a lot of weight for them to.
Really?
Yeah. Look at those skinny arms. How is that supposed to hold up?
I love how the arm kind of quivers there.
Yes, quivers.
And he's wearing a medal of some kind.
Even though he's wearing like a dirty t-shirt.
Yeah, or some dirty tank top with a medal. And of course, Oompa. Shoot, I forgot what I was going to say. He calls her Caroline, which of course is the wrong name for Coraline. but later they use that as an excellent device to show that the dream world might be real because the mice called her Coraline, which is the correct name for her.
Mm.
Yeah, right here.
That's inappropriate.
Always makes me nervous.
Me too. Notice it's the mice who told them that.
Yes. So part of the labyrinth that we get into in hero-centric stories is the cult of deception, which is the human expression. So the labyrinth may be the inanimate, societal, structural thing that pens in the heroine, but the cult of deception is always this second agenda at work, and it's often disguised in plain sight. And so we're starting to see some of that. This whole house is kind of an elaborate trick for her. And here's another chamber. Notice she's going deeper and deeper. And chambers, by the way, we don't often spend too much time talking about chambers, inner chambers. But what I have found is a lot of inner chambers have very specific architectural or very specific themes inside them. There's something bizarre about the inside of these.
Yes.
And Coraline is such a great example of this. Scotty dogs, the world of theater and carnival. I think Bobinski is more carnival. This is more theater.
Yeah.
But it's very dreamlike a lot of times, the interior spaces.
It's like a change of scenery.
Right. But there's usually a dreamlike quality to a lot of these inner chambers that I've noticed. She's going blind. And I always got to kick these two ladies when they are in their like flashback sequence. They're very competitive with each other about their looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a bizarre thing, right?
Yeah,
that they stuff all their dogs and put them up on a shelf like that.
And then put wings on them. Oh,
yeah.
gross.
From Brighton.
Oh. It's old candy. Oh, gosh.
And I talk about this a lot of how many female characters have, because I noticed that in the Heroine's Labyrinth, combat competency is far less emphasized in heroine-centric stories. What is emphasized is the role of intuition, the heroine's ability to spot a deception or to sense something isn't right. And I talk about how many archetypal characters are associated with femininity and some level of clairvoyance. And of course, the fortune teller is one of them. And here we have that in this story. We have this fortune telling scenario by female characters. Yeah, in fact, in the book, let me see if I could find it. In the book, so you like tarot cards, right, Retro?
Yes.
So tarot cards, when you're drawing them, they can be upside down or right side up. And when they're upside down, it's called reversed. And it has a different meaning. It's a variation of the meaning. And in the book, I have this card reversed, and it talks about the role of intuition and how, I don't know if you can see it, but there's an eye. Where is my right there? Yeah, there's an eye. I don't know if I'm doing that very good. There we go.
There you go.
Why is this so? See the eye? So even though she's reversed, there is an open eye of Ra over there. denote the idea that although the heroine may be disoriented in the story or being misled or misdirected or unaware of the cult of deception, unaware of the agenda, there is another eye that is opening for the heroine. And I noticed that Spink or Forcible, one of the two, put the third eye on when she put the headdress on.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
So I do think that that is denoting or giving the reader or the viewer a cue that there is cause for this third eye, which is your intuition to be at work here. There are things that may not be what they seem.
Oh, and also this character has 3 eyes, if you will,
You know,
on his mask.
Just started thinking that right when you were pointing it out, I was like, he's also looking through a different eye as well.
Yeah.
Through fog.
And there's 3. Yeah, there's 3 of them on there. That
is correct.
Yeah.
So what that is suggesting.
And he just gave her a third eye.
Wow.
The camera.
Wow, that is fascinating. That is either subconsciously consistent or deliberate. To look through a third eye here. So we saw 3 characters in a row look through a third eye.
Yeah.
At the labyrinth. So we are being told that things are not as what they seem. That is very suggestive here.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever wonder why certain stories work and why they don't, there's these things going on in good stories that may not be obvious, but they're working on you at a psychological level that your dream brain can interpret. And so the dream brain that's in us all the time is responding to this story in ways that you may not be aware of.
Yeah. Ooh, the doll.
And there we go. The spy. She wants to go back into the world, so she's trying to lure the mice back with cheese.
And then something I notice every time she goes into that world, this lighting shifts.
Oh.
That's the second time that's happened.
Oh, I don't know if I noticed that, Retro.
Yeah.
That is good.
I love these like little magical moments that they put in there. All right. That's the door you were looking for, lady.
You found it, right.
She is so cute. I love the animated face.
Yes.
And I kind of like her her body, how it's just so cute and small. But she's also tall, like long way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the perfect world. I mean, who wouldn't want to go to bed and dream about this world, right? I mean, that food looks good.
I know.
See, she's wearing a red apron.
Yeah.
Red strawberry. There might be some more things here on second pass.
We got a lot. You got a lot to add to your second book now.
Well, it is amazing. I don't think everybody always has these opportunities to do like watch parties and to talk about these things. And
yeah.
So this is one of my favorite sequences. This garden sequence.
And this is truly a seduction. Because as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, they're really trying to nail her in. But it's all beautiful. All of this is done practically, every last bit of it.
And so notice there's a lot of red.
Yes.
I love this. This is just pure art. Throughout here. And he's on a praying mantis.
That's so cool. Now, I think those blue flowers. So good. The blue flowers, they did make in order to get them to bloom, though, they had to do them individually and then kind of impose them on the picture. But that's they're all real.
Yeah. That's amazing. Giving her flowers.
Oh, this
Stunt Brat
part.
has decided to call it Retro Red.
Oh, Retro Red.
We're
Oh,
gonna
thank
give it a
you.
name. That's awesome.
Thank you.
And
Oh
then,
my goodness.
and then there you have this amazing garden, and it makes her. It's her.
Yeah. It's something that she's never experienced before, this kind of special treatment.
Yes.
You know, her parents treat her like, oh, they want her to disappear or go do something.
Right. She's getting a lot of attention here. There is abundance here. Like you look at the plate, it's full. There's color here.
Yeah.
But those button eyes, always a dead giveaway that all is not well.
Yeah.
Whitey.
She fixed him.
And I should say too that her returning, putting the cheese out and everything, and returning to that is a captivity bargain. She is agreeing willingly in this
Yes.
case
Oh, so
to
true. Yes.
right to go into this world. So the captivity bargain, usually there is some willingness on the side of the heroine to agree to this, but she will break this in the broken truce later.
Yeah.
And you see here, she's fascinated by this world. She likes this. Like, this looks interesting to her.
Well, I mean, it's offering her everything.
Right.
And
Entertainment.
entertaining her, yes. And turning like the average characters that she just interacted with in the real world. Notice that it's
Right.
like they added more. Like, first it was just the mom, then they added all these other people she just interacted with.
Now, to animate with stop motion, notice they're all wearing red too. This is incredible, by the way.
Yes.
How many, what is that, 40, 45, 50 individual mites that are all being coordinated through stop motion? That is insanity.
This is a truly amazing scene. Yeah.
And I love the music throughout here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're doing spirals. There's your spiral imagery.
Oh, boy.
I like how we have to push all these band members out as he rolls down. Notice he still has that medal on.
Yes. But now he's wearing the outfit you should have when you're wearing.
Yeah, sort of an epaulets, a uniform.
Yeah. Something more befitting of his actual training.
And his mustache isn't scraggly wires. It's nice blue.
Yeah. Now I wonder why he's blue.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think blue, and I'm thinking out loud a little bit here, but I would say blue so far has suggested more friendly terms or more Coraline focused color. But you're right, that was definitely a blue uniform there.
Yeah.
Well, maybe because he's more of a victim. I think we find out at the end he's more of a victim of the masked minotaur. He's not the masked minotaur himself. See, and now she's immediately wanting to go back into that secret door.
Yeah, she's like, I want to go back in now.
Mm-hmm. And I like how good they're doing with this stuff. It's so not fun to be in the real world. It's like there's chaos and there's hurrying and the schedules are conflicting and the
colors are nice and
right. I love mulch. Could you think of anything less interesting to love? President's Day, even like what's maybe the least interesting holiday of the year? President's Day.
My kingdom for a horse. Ah, cool.
Oh, where did it say that?
One of the boys that just ran outside.
Ah.
Everything's gray on the.
Mm-hmm. Lots of turtlenecks. Yeah, the weather's not good in any of these scenes. It's always raining or overcast.
Yeah. Or fog.
Or fog. That's right.
Yeah.
Something disruptive.
That looks like a real, like, everyday scene right there, that
Yeah.
like real life, but it's all miniatures.
Totally. And there is nothing in that refrigerator that looks appetizing. So she's looking for the key.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, they have a great way to symbolize which is the right key.
Yes.
Good catch.
Gotta be asleep. Okay. Oh.
Now it's there during the day.
It's oh.
The cat sees. Now the cat is the beast as ally in this.
Mm-hmm. No, there's like a little theory about the cat, but well.
Oh, is there really?
Yes.
Like a weird one?
Yeah, because the cat like disappears in a couple of the different scenes. He disappears oddly.
What's the theory?
There's a couple of them, but one is in particular is he might be the reason why all of this is happening.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, he could, like, somebody said he could be truly the bad guy, or
That would be interesting. Structurally, that would be unusual. Yeah, he's giving her some exposition here as well. So beast as ally characters often have a beast totem. In this case, it's a cat. So like we're like it's like flagrant. And they're
See, look, he
usually
disappears. Did you see that?
what?
He just disappeared. See, look. Do you see how he disappears and
Yeah.
appears in different places? He could be a good character who is just trying to help out. That's magical.
That's what I think. The way you just said that's my theory.
That's the better theory, I would say. The other one is, of course, from
Well, that strikes me as like the Jar Jar Binks theory, that he's the one that brought upon the fall of the Republic. Have you ever heard that, Retro?
Yes, I heard that he's really the master Sith.
Yeah, there's all these key moments in the story that Jar Jar Binks engineered that or a part of that lead to the fall of the Republic. The wagging tails, I love it. So she had the carnival show with I love this sequence, by the way.
Oh yeah, this is really good.
The lyrics to this song are hysterical. It's basically women arguing about how, what assets are best. I might steal your weak heart away.
And it's so interesting that these ladies are performing for the dogs, because that's the only people that are the only presence in their place.
Right. And of course, this is supposed to mimic the birth of Venus, that famous painting by, I think, Botticelli. And what a bizarre image that is.
Yeah, this is definitely, I don't know if this is for kids necessarily.
And she's basically saying being big chested is the way to go in terms of being attractive to all these sailors, basically. And she's like, no, don't trust big chested women. It's such a bizarre back and forth here, which they build into the story, and then the whole set comes down. We'll send sailors swooning all day. And of course, this just devolves into chaos. I love this line. Our life for the theater, Marion. So, but this also gives you a little glimpse of how the other characters in this house have been seduced.
Yes.
They are too old to be able to be performers. She's going, and here you get a glimpse that this was what they wanted.
Yeah.
They wanted youth again.
Yeah.
And that gives them the motivation for sewing buttons onto their eyes.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. That's the can
song, yes.
And I do love in Coraline this undercurrent of like theatrics, even Obinski and Force and Spinkable and Force, Spink and Forcible. All of this has to do with somehow performance, theatrical performance.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
Like
I like it. I like it. Yeah.
trapeze artists. Like this is like almost like a bygone era of entertainment.
Oh yeah.
And Coraline's part of the show.
Yeah. More seduction.
Yeah, she gets the rose. She looks like she was blushing just a little bit there. And there's the good parents.
Look at that her bustier, whatever, that in the back is just giving a little bit of a hint of what she really is. A spider.
Oh. Smile. So we have explored the labyrinth in both the real world and in the seduction world, the special world. And here I think is the sales pitch for the poisoned apple.
Yes. She's like, what the heck?
Yeah, there's the needle. I mean, there it is. Yeah, and also, and this will come in handy later, it usually precedes a failed attempt for the captivity bargain. So they're trying to get her. This is a permanent solution. So sharp, you won't feel a thing. Yeah, the poisoned apple places a special focus on the neck, throat, eyes, or mouth. So, I mean, it's very overt here.
Yeah. This would freak me out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, she's like, I'm going to have to leave now. And here you start to see a little bit of the pushiness now.
Yeah,
the mask is slipping.
Yeah, the mask is slipping.
Right. They're trying to get her to agree willingly. But as she begins to avoid this, you start to see the mask slip. And they're not as nice as you think. And I make this whole case about the quote unquote nice guy in the world, about how nice everyone's like, nice guys never get the girl. It's like, well, is it a nice guy or is he just pretending to be nice? Because if he gets mad, if the woman or the heroine isn't interested, the mask is slipping, you know. Niceness it can be a disguise. So clearly she's becoming aware of the danger as now she is barricading herself into this special room she's been in.
Yeah. But she never went to sleep to get there. So.
Right. And I do think that there's a little message there, you know, this idea of harmless daydreams, how it invades more and more. You know, it used to be just a little bit when you fell asleep. Now it's like during the day you're thinking about this. And so, you know, it's becoming more dangerous.
Yeah.
And now she's locked in.
Yeah. The broken truce, I think, is about to happen.
Right. It's basically, we're in the midst of it. It's usually when they go to pursue her that you see the broken truce.
The broken truce, yeah, is about to happen.
But this is part of the unmasking, I would say. The mask is now slipping.
Oh, yeah.
Right there. Like, don't talk about it. We're starting to see that this is more of a facade, that all is not well here. You know, and that's kind of disturbing. That these people are all slaves to the masked minotaur.
Yeah.
So here's where I think there's apples. Yeah, those are.
Oh, there's the apple trees. Yeah, those are
just amazing to me.
Oh, look at there! All the apples are on the table.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Oh, okay. Now I love this, where the world is starting to not look like the world.
Right.
The trees are starting to have a different shape.
Right, and we'll get into this a little bit more in a little bit, but this is the first hints of the black swan. So the
Yes.
association with heroines and apocalyptic imagery, we don't think about it. Somehow it blends into the story. But Coraline does experience the collapse of this world later. But we're getting a glimpse of how this world is artificial in some way. Um, Yeah, the black
Like
swan is a
Matrix.
temporary destabilizing or disrupting event, usually caused by nature. Usually, the most common forms are famines, floods, fires, natural disasters. Often includes apocalyptic imagery or severe damage to the home environment. It hasn't happened yet, but we just saw that this world is constructed in a certain way,
Yeah.
and we will see this world collapse all around Coraline near the end of the movie. So here's an example where the black swan occurs in Act 3. And here's another unmasking moment.
Yeah.
It's not a cute little mouse, it's a rat.
Good kitty. I love that. She's gonna go back in there and face. Oh, it's just it's like.
But once again, the home environment is what's compromised.
Mhm.
This is the home is where the danger is for
Yeah.
Coraline, like a lot
Yeah.
of heroines. This is a beautiful unmasking moment where
Oh yeah.
this room, even the pattern in the floor, which was always there. I noticed it in the Act 1 portion. It is a spider web.
Yes.
Cocoa beetles from Zanzibar.
Ew.
All right, so now I'm the bad guy. That's what Mother Gothel says in Tangled for the unmasking.
Yeah.
And this is your unmasking scene right here.
Yes. Yes. This is the one.
We are now seeing that this is not the benevolent outer self, the disguise, and she's thrown into captivity here. This is pure captivity. Another captive heroine. We just see this over and over again. Again, this does not mean that that women don't have agency. I think sometimes that gets associated with this. What it is saying is that there are people, there are those out there that will take your agency from you if you let them. So
Yes.
the warning inside the heroine's labyrinth is not to encourage captivity out of our heroines, but the exact opposite. We instinctively know this is not the state to which Coraline aspires. She wants to be out. She wants to be free. We recognize that. But so when we see a hero in captivity, our minds immediately understand, get out of there. We have to break out of this. And here we're discovering the fragile powers. Childlike, often overlooked, and they play a crucial role to the heroine later in the story.
Yes.
So these are the fragile powers, and in the book I even talk about sometimes the fragile power is one of what I call the hidden victims, which are the hidden victims of the masked minotaur, and that's what we have here. These are the hidden victims. And it's kind of spooky, they're like, she's going to take your soul forever.
Yeah.
You get a sense that they perished in this place, this room. And that awful scene where they go through her and they show the buttons on her eyes for a second, this could be you. So the warning here is to fight. Don't accept captivity. Don't make the bargain. Find a way. Find a way to back to freedom.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try.
Oh, poor Wiley.
Ooh, I wonder if Wybie is more officially the he's one of the hidden victims, but I wonder if he makes a better Fragile Power as an individual character. So, and now this is very typical during the Broken Truth segment. The heroine attempts to escape. She's openly defying the masked Minotaur. There is an enforcement effort to put the heroine into captivity, which we just saw. In this case, the masked Minotaur is the prime enforcer, but these little insect creatures also serve as like the equivalent of like the police. They're helping the Minotaur capture the heroine. And then you see the labyrinth for what it is. It's not a good place. And I call it in the maze, they call them dead ends. That's a pretty ominous name for something. And I think that's why we get it such a title. It's a dead end. You cannot escape.
Mm.
So here we're back in the real world, but her parents are missing.
Yeah.
There's Wybie. Grandma's missing sister.
Which one was her?
So we haven't met her. She only shows up as a character at the very, very end when Wybie, but you hear her call Wybie. She's like calling Wybie in the background.
Oh no, I mean the sister. Which one was that?
That's the other mother.
Why did she become the other mother then?
I think basically like the evil sister. She became the other mother and then tries to capture others. And that's why his mom knows this house is dangerous. I think I might have to review that, but that was my impression.
Okay.
Oh, William Blake Hall is here. Awesome.
Oh,
welcome.
Hey, William. How are you? Yeah, if you want to see the movie, William, it's on Tubi.
Coraline is in the middle of her broken truce.
Yeah,
she was pretending to go along with things for a while, and now she is openly in defiance. And the masked Minotaur is attempting to capture her and convert her permanently. A typical problem in heroine-centric stories. It is truly amazing how many expressions of this we see. Remember those little flip phones? Retro?
Oh yeah.
The katanas.
Oh, yeah. I had quite a few of them.
Yeah.
I went through a whole bunch of them.
Did you really?
Yeah, I kept losing them, and a couple of times stolen because I put sparklies on one of them, like, and so people were like, "Oh, what's that phone? It's so good," and then it was stolen.
Ah.
And quite a few of them were lost, period.
I remember I had one phone. God, this must have been like 03 or something. And it had a face and it would kick down like in the Matrix, like the phone in the Matrix where it would.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love those phones. Yeah.
Yes, that was my favorite phone ever.
Yeah, William Blake Hall says, thanks. I recall feeling a bit freaked by the buttons. Yeah, me too.
Yep.
I was very, very freaked out by the buttons.
And then
Oh,
here
they're
we
gonna
have a
tell her
key.
future again.
Now, again, we were talking about this earlier, Retro. You
Mm.
actually pointed out how they had 3 eyes.
Yes,
Well,
this
I
is
pointed it out for her, but you then
yeah,
pointed out that Wybie and then Coraline herself go through the 3-eye pattern. This is another version of that. This is called a
yes.
seeing stone, I believe, and
Mhm.
it lets her see things as they are.
Yes. And it's made out of jade.
But that's another version of that third eye that we were talking about.
Mhm, mhm.
So
Absolutely.
this underscores something that I discuss in hero-centric stories: the role of intuition, the importance of intuition. People say, a woman's intuition and all that. Well, there's actual um, framework for that in stories.
Yeah.
In these worlds, in these stories where the conflicts are based a little bit around the world not being what it seems, the emphasis on the heroine's intuition does become vital. And the seeing stone is a symbol of that. Her growing ability to see the world as it is, not
Mhm.
as it is presented to her.
Now
And here she's getting homesick.
she put
What?
something around the neck of her mother's. I guess she made it something for her
I
to
thought that
represent
was
her
like the
mother?
turtleneck.
Yes, but then it shows up again in a few minutes here.
Oh, yes. Yep.
So the cat's not speaking, so we're in the real world.
Correct. And this is labyrinthine imagery. And her parents are being, have been captured.
Yeah. That's really good animation, stop motion animation, man.
It's so good that you actually believe that you're looking at actual animation.
Yeah, yeah. This is a nice transition.
Yes. But that also suggests that the masked minotaur was also trying to seduce the parents
Yeah,
by watching the parents.
yeah.
You're right. Moonbeam. That's what I think it was as well. The neck brace.
The neck brace, yeah.
Which, by the way, Retro and I have talked about this too. Often
A
necklaces can
neck.
be a symbol. Yes,
Mhm.
a symbol of captivity. We saw that with Princess Andromeda with the necklace gift, and here we have a neck brace and a captive mother. So, maybe it's a coincidence. I don't know, but it is interesting how often these emphasis there'll be an emphasis on these things.
Yeah.
She could have been in a cast on her foot. It wasn't. It was on the neck.
Now she's going in armed and ready.
Yeah, gear up scene.
Yeah, I love it. And all
Mm.
items that we've seen her use in prior. So, and the portal is looking so different.
Yes. And here, just like Ripley with the flamethrower, there's a fire symbolism with the hero in there to protect
Mm,
her sacred fire.
yes. It's basically the same portal, but it's got no light in it.
Right. It's no longer magical looking. It is
Well, she's
dusty,
waiting for you.
duct-like. Yeah. Mom? And once again, the villain is disguised. Happens a lot.
The neck brace.
This is almost the opposite of Aliens, where Ripley goes in to save the young child. Here, the child goes in to save the parents. Yeah, he's not looking so good anymore, is he? Yikes. So he looks like just a pumpkin.
Yeah.
So you can see here that the floor does have the spider web pattern. They just disguised it as an inlay
Yeah.
very cleverly.
Kind of, it looks like a little bit like a star, but it's not.
Yes.
Like the fact that she has one little thought to herself, like to keep herself together.
Right. So, the heroine understands she has to resolve her own problem here. She has to resolve this captivity. No one's going to do it for her. And this is essential. This is why I'm not against captivity bargains and heroine centric stories or any story, because it's not about the heroine being in captivity. It's about how she gets out. And that is the most essential part. You must understand the tower. You must know the tower before you escape the tower. And that is where we're at. She must confront this individual who's very dangerous. And so the labyrinth it's called game. One of the features is it often has a win or lose game like scenario. And which you see a ton of this in folk tales and fairy tales, that there is a game, that you have to be back by the strike of midnight or this, if you can guess my name, you could break free from the spell of spinning wool into gold. Here is another game-like scenario, right?
Yeah. And if you notice that she doesn't have red anymore, it's a very deep maroon.
You're
nails.
right.
Yeah.
It's the seduction isn't happening anymore. This is more overt. What's
the seduction isn't happening anymore.
Right. Well, because it's like, I'm coming after you now. I'm not trying to win you over.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take you.
Yeah. So true. So true. Oh, yeah. Her minions.
Yep. These are the snapdragons. Look out, Coraline.
Oh, no. They've got you. Come on, reach for it.
This is a little bit of a hero's journey motif, too, being swallowed by something like this.
So creative, too, to have
the
snapdragons come out of the well. Oh, look, they got the third eye.
They got it. They stole it from her.
No. The hat comes in handy. Everything is a weapon. Yeah. He uses everything as a weapon.
That's a good point. That's right. She uses the few items she did gear up with. She used them.
Inadvertently, they gave away the secret.
Right. But this is great. This is the motif that to see the world as it really is and how important that is.
Oh, boy. Yeah, there he is. He's a pumpkin.
Yeah. All these magical images and creatures, now they're all menacing and coming after her.
Yeah.
Right. The Minotaur has been completely unmasked.
Devolving, looks like, into his final pumpkin form. Oh.
Right. So we're starting to see the world come apart. So this is part of the Black Swan. You are seeing apocalyptic imagery as the world disintegrates around her. And it gets even worse as the game progresses.
Yeah. The game is afoot, guys.
Yes.
Loves it the way she walks down those stairs like a little warrior.
Yes. So here is the chamber guardian and the test. She must pass a test or answer a riddle inside each chamber. It's very, very overt in Coraline.
The dogs are secretly bats.
Yeah, they're like minions
Instead of
here.
angels. Instead of angels. Like
Oh,
the
yeah, the
opposite. The
wings.
opposite. Yeah.
That is excellent. It was all
Yeah,
there, all
yeah.
these little clues
Yeah. Oh.
disguised as a piece of candy.
Yeah, because they offered her candy.
From Brighton.
Yeah. And now they're the color of candy almost.
Yeah, they're like taffy.
Yeah. Wow. Scary.
Come on.
Just gotta time it just right.
Yeah, I mean, all of this is very, very scary stuff now.
Yeah. The web is unwinding, yeah.
Right. So she's solving some kind of a riddle or overcoming some kind of a test in each one of these interior chambers,
Yes.
which is strengthening her. So usually this occurs in Act 2, and it's a strengthening process for heroines. As different various characters tried to block, obstruct, or misdirect her, she slowly passes these tests and gains greater and greater autonomy in the labyrinth. And here, the scenario is a little bit less. It's a little bit more overt in that she has to pass this test in a pure game in order to win back her freedom, really. And you're seeing all these characters now really as they are, as prisoners of the masked Minotaur. And they're like not looking good. Yeah, it doesn't even move right.
That's scary.
Yeah, it's snake-like.
And before he was all pristine
Right.
and now it's all tattered.
Yeah, they all got their wishes, but now they're devolving rapidly after that.
Yeah.
You're just a copy.
Ooh.
That's pretty
But
creepy
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I don't think I think she just made those, like, she made the dad out of the pumpkin.
Right.
She made a YB out of paper, and she made uh
Sphinx enforceable
out
out
of
of taffy.
taffy candy, and this guy out of rats and tattered clothes, you know. That's why he was able to move like that. Oh, girl, you're about to lose. Don't do it.
Yeah, and there's the
Don't give
ticking
up.
clock,
Yep, the
which is
ticking clock.
an excellent device for film.
Oh, yeah, I love the ticking clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
Oh,
lose
there
hope,
you go.
Coraline. No.
The tears.
Mm-hmm. So the Beast's ally is helping.
Yes.
He has adopted her cause.
Mhm. The facade is breaking.
So this is the most apocalyptic
Yes.
sequence in terms of imagery. The
Yes.
world is literally dissolving all around her.
The Black Swan.
Yes.
Woo!
I mean, it's coming all apart there. I mean,
Yes.
the
Get
world
in
is
the
falling
house,
apart.
girl.
Yep. And this is pretty good imagery right here. I mean, it's like a tornado or a hurricane.
Oh, yeah. Very great.
So the labyrinth keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller here.
Yeah.
See, even the house is coming apart.
I love that.
Yes.
The wallpaper. Feeling that was so creative. And now we can see spider webs in the windows and
yep. Now we
more
get to the boss level.
Yeah. More spider web motifs.
Yep.
It's her final form.
Yeah. I mean, that's who she was all along.
Yeah.
We just couldn't see it. It is the tyrant half of the masked minotaur that is dominant. And that's what makes them so dangerous. They're unable to see the humanity of Coraline. They see her only as an object to be possessed. I love that look. She's like, mm-hmm. And that's pretty typical too in these game-like scenarios that the masked minotaur cheats. You know, the masked minotaur doesn't always play by the rules. And then the heroine must be resourceful and outsmart even the cheat that is going on. I like how happy the Minotaur is here. The other mother. It's like,
yeah,
oh,
she's
right
like, I won this.
Yeah.
She just coughed up the key.
Yep. Go ahead, open it. They'll be there all right.
He's like, oh no.
Yeah.
What is happening?
And now the other layer to this is that she might be imagining all this as a form of self-entertainment, right?
Oh, sure.
Where she grabs the snow globe as if her parents were captured in it because it's snow. But
oh, the spider web.
I love that.
I hate that.
Right. There are certain symbols of captivity, and a spider web is obviously one of them.
Yeah.
Sound effects throughout here are really, really good.
Oh, yes. And you can see the dead bugs that are serving her right now.
Yes, they've all been captured by her.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, no.
And this is how webs really work, you know, the vibration.
Oh, she's...
Oof, that's spooky. Come on, Court, like, get out of there. And here the fragile power comes in to help her.
Power, yes.
Fragile powers always play a critical role in the final showdown. And then, of course, this is true in both Hero's Journey stories and the Heroine's Labyrinth. There is this idea that evil can reconstitute. So any part of the other mother that is left intact threatens to reconstitute the entire system. And we get a little bit of that here with the hand.
Yeah. That's scary.
Right. The spell isn't broken yet. There is still what there is this final. There's still one more round with the masked minotaur. That hand was left intact, and so the hand can reconstitute the malevolent spirit of the masked minotaur. So the parents have been freed from captivity. See how they have the snow from the snow globe on them?
Yeah.
You know, it works in both ways. It's just snowy outside, or were they captured and held in prisoner inside the snow globe? We don't know. Could be either one. And she's seeing that it's all melting right away. So was it really snow or was it just rain?
Yeah.
See, snow globe's broken, like they broke out of it. And a lot of stories do that, particularly with horror, the false ending and then the second ending. He's just eccentric.
Her parents do love her.
Right. That's right. And she will come to appreciate that in time.
The glove she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that part. I'm sorry.
Well, that was awfully nice.
Yeah, getting teary-eyed. I love that.
Oh, that gets you retro?
Yeah, just a little.
Well, it's these little things sometimes that is where the love is expressed, and she's getting a little bit of that.
Finally.
Right.
From her real
Finally.
parents. Yeah.
Right.
And she's finally accepting the cat
The
as her
feral
friend.
cat.
Yeah. Oh. Ugh.
Yeah, and were these real captured clues in the riddle, or were they just objects she found around the yard?
Yeah.
You know, the idea is it could work both ways, and I love that. This is just the most beautiful animation ever.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Van Gogh's Starry Night.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of when I saw it.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
The fragile power. You're in terrible danger. Yeah, and she's called the Beldam. That is her evil name, the Beldam.
Oh.
And I always think about names of villains and like the word mal, M-A-L, or mel, you know, like malnutritious, malevolent. Bell, it could be beauty, and it could also mean war. Casus belli means case for war. So the word bell does have the second meaning. And of course, dam, like dame, I think means like woman in charge.
Yeah. The cat tried to warn her.
Right.
And
I like how they stick with the spider motif with the hand.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And the needles. And the needles. Ugh.
And the needles, that's right.
Ugh. Disgusting. Just kill it.
Like a face hugger.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the sound effects with it.
Oh, so creepy.
There's the key. So cool. Great camera work.
Yes. And here comes Wybie. He proved to be a worthy, heroic partner after all.
Yeah, he helps.
Yes. And now she must save him.
Oh, ow.
Oh, I hate this part because no, it'd be so hard to hold on under those conditions.
He smashed it.
Right. Now, it's not uncommon to have a male character do something physical to defeat a villain. And sometimes I've heard that that's bad, that takes away from the heroine. I disagree. I think that it could take away from the heroine. It could.
Yeah.
But the important thing with the heroine isn't physically overcoming the masked minotaur. It is escaping the labyrinth. And so and even in the most famous minotaur maze story ever, that of Minos, Theseus is the one who slays the minotaur, but it is Ariadne who solves the labyrinth.
Yes.
So it is important that Coraline solve the labyrinth more so than just beat up and slay the villain. So we get a little bit of that here as well. In fact, I think it's even more important to note that Wybie was inspired by the heroine to that heroic moment. You know, he defeated the Minotaur, the final form of the Minotaur anyway, because he was inspired by Coraline.
Yeah.
And here is where you're starting to get the broken spell, or what I call the rapid rearrangement. The world usually rapidly reforms into something colorful and full of light and beauty, and we get that pretty quickly here in the story within seconds.
And I don't know if you guys noticed how the moon was there and looked like two hands were disappearing.
Yeah,
like as the grip of Belham was destroyed.
Yes. So here, this is the broken spell, folks. This is beauty has returned to the world. Color, it is the world as it really is, and it's still beautiful. But we had the rapid rearrangement of the world, and now all that flower and mulch work that the parents had, which seemed like such a lifeless pursuit, now it's a beautiful garden.
Yeah. And everybody's helping.
Yeah, and it looks like everyone's adopted the color red here. I'm just noticing.
Yeah, a little something of red.
Yeah. So, part of the secret message is that the world is beautiful as it is, and you just need to find it. And then here's Wybie's mother, or his grandmother. I'm sorry, his grandmother. She's now visiting. She would never come here before. So the labyrinth has changed. Coraline has fundamentally changed the world in a small way in this one.
There's a red flag right there.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Look at the cat. What he does. Watch what he does.
That's right. He just vanishes impossibly.
Yeah, what's going on with the cat?
Yes. So yeah, Coraline is a beautiful example of that narrative model. So much affects it. And she's a great heroine. And I love Coraline.
She's fantastic. I really like her a lot. And since I got over the biggest initial problem with the story as far as the buttons for eyes and the spiders and all that stuff, I can watch it again and again and enjoy this.
Retro did it. She escaped her own labyrinth.
My labyrinth has been broken. I broke the truce, and now I get to have my own effect on my own labyrinth.
And her own narrative arc as we watch this.
Yes, you see how that goes, guys.
Oh, there's another Burton, Richard Kent Burton.
Oh, Richard Kent Burton. Any relation? No.
No, I don't think so.
Let
Uncle
me
Tim Burton.
remove this from the scene and put us here. Yay! Okay. Now let's see what and Stumprat says Wiz of Oz is my all-time #1. Oh, that's really cool.
Very, very cool. And there are a lot of similarities between Wizard of Oz and Coraline. You know, you get the effect of a lot of times when you simulate a journey, like a hero's journey type story. They're all doppelgangers of her real life. You know,
Yes.
Wizard of Oz, they were
Oh,
all
yes.
doppelgangers of her uncle and her mean old neighbor, and here you had the
Mhm.
same doppelganger effect. with
That
all the
was great. I
Yeah.
love that. And then just all this like psychological, if you're into psychology at all, this would be a really good study because it's just got so many bits of symbolism
Yes.
for different things. And this is one of those I'm gonna have to watch this a few more times to really get into the little details because I was able to spot some details about the story, and there's still more. Because like there's also the star motif that I kept seeing. Like one of the things that is given to her by her other mother is this star sweatshirt,
Yes.
and the star was actually like you called it specifically the spider web because that's what it turns into, but at first it looks like a star.
Yeah, in
So
fact, you're making me think that the star is the spider web disguised.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. So like this beautiful star, yes, come and hang out with me and my stars. But actually it's the spider web. Very, very intriguing. And you know the spider web does have, those points, that goes out. So there's a
right,
lot of similarities in the visual
right.
context. So
Well, and you pointed out almost another exact situation where the angel wings of the dogs were actually the bat wings
yeah,
in
that was
disguise.
so wild, yes.
So you might be onto something there, that there are all these other disguised symbols of
Yeah.
captivity in Coraline's world. The snow globe was viewed as a captivity symbol. You know,
Yes,
it
yes, and I
traps a world inside the globe,
well,
and that had to
yes,
break at the
yes, yes. I love snow globes. It's just so good. There's this Christmas movie called Snow Globe that I absolutely adore. It's so good, and it
Really?
has like a little creepy aspect to it, but also it's really, really good. Christina Milian plays, or I think her name is Christine. Christina or Christine Milian plays the lead on that.
Oh, wow.
Also, I wanted to note that we were asking about who the sister of the grandmother was, and so
Right. What are your
they
thoughts on
explained
that,
it.
Retro?
Well, they explained it when she looks at the picture. She's like, that's one of the ghost girls. So
Oh,
she was taken in by the uh
so she was basically abducted, the idea of an
yeah,
abduction by an
yeah.
evil force.
Yeah, yeah, so she was one of the victims, and, yeah, it's kind of creepy to think that, but, then the doll of Coraline was, used in that manner to trap that little girl because that was her doll.
Oh,
Uh,
repurposed.
yeah, so even though we're not
Oh,
sure
real quick.
when.
I'm
Oh,
sorry,
go
real
ahead.
quick. Are you still playing the movie?
No.
At the end of the credits, they show the wire work and how it was created with stop motion. Uh,
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
just for a brief second. And I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. You were saying
No,
something
no,
that
no, no. What was I saying?
you were
Help me
talking
guys.
about you were thinking a little bit more in depth about the mother, or the Wybie's grandmother and the sister. And you were saying how kind of creepy it is to think about it as an abduction kind of thing.
Yeah, well, in the beginning of the film, the other mother or the Belham, right? What's it?
Beldam.
Beldam, makes this doll of Coraline. And I think initially the first time I saw this, I thought, oh, that's the doll that's being sent to entice Coraline. But I think Coraline's doll is the one that's been enticing all of the kids because this is, Weibly says, oh, that was my grandmother's sister's doll.
Okay.
So it was at least used one time to entrap one victim. So that's kind of like interesting. I wonder if it was used as just for that one victim, or if that's what she does. She just, creates a new doll to create.
Well, my thought was that she uses the doll, the button eyes there, to spy on
She does,
victims
yes, for
so
sure.
that she can get information to find out what it is they want, and then she uses whatever they want as the seductive element.
Yes, and she duplicates all the people in their world with her objects that she has.
Except for the button eyes.
Yeah.
And it's a short-lived magic. The magic wears down. So the
Yes.
longer it takes to seduce, the more the world becomes unmasked. The seduction.
Yeah. Just really great. I love this so much. And definitely I'm gonna be watching it like at least 4 or 5 times. And I have my homemade button
Yes,
here.
I love that. I love that you made button eye glasses. You could probably sell those.
I probably, yeah, I could go into business. It's just the best. Let's try it on one more time for freaks' sake.
Yeah, I love it. Oh man.
Just wild, just
So that's
wild.
the other retro.
That's the other retro. I don't know how she got there.
Oh
But
man, that's awesome. I love that you made those. That is so cool.
thank you. Now we have some business at the end of this to attend to, and so the first thing I want to do, Doug, do you have anything coming up at all?
So yes,
I
in
love
retro
this.
notes, a little bit about this. I will be launching my channel. Retro's been helping me in so many ways, and I cannot express how grateful I am for that help. And as of right now, the date has been November 7th, which is
Okay.
Tuesday. I'll usually be coming on I'm sorry, Thursday. Thursday evenings around 7 to 9. I'll be releasing a video that will break down movies along the lines of structural narrative for the
Ooh.
Heroine's Labyrinth, sometimes the hero's journey, but for now, the Heroine's Labyrinth. One video to start each month, and then I'll be doing live streams on Thursday evenings, either a watch party similar to what we're doing right now, or a discussion on a topic that matters.
Okay.
And the idea is that we're studying creativity to use creativity effectively. So that's one of the big things I have on the horizon there.
Okay. Great. That is awesome. Now, do you have a link for your channel available right now that we can
I
just?
do. Let me get it. There's nothing going on with it yet, so it'll be a you'll click on it, and if you end up clicking subscribe, I will
No.
thank you, and you will be
Yeah.
a member. But there's nothing there until the channel launches.
Yes, we are, we are excited about this, so we want to be first to, to hear about everything. So, if we have a link, we can just get in there and
I think I gotta sign out. Yeah, I gotta move all the stuff over from my one channel to the other.
okay.
Where is? I think I gotta sign out. Oh, this is so frustrating.
Oh, well, no, you don't have to. Can we just find your?
Let me see if I could find it.
Yeah, I don't want you
You
to.
see how prepared I am, or how skillful I am.
That is okay. Because I know you said that right now there's 2 of them that
Right. So the way it is on YouTube for all of you out there, you cannot build a YouTube channel unless it's attached to a Gmail account. And my channel now, which was nothing of a channel there, was not on a Gmail account. So I have to start over on a Gmail account. So that's why there's 2 channels currently, which is obviously confusing.
Okay.
But
I think I'll know which one when I find it.
yeah, it's not letting me switch my accounts. I might have to sign out here. Let me sign out. Oof.
Is it Douglas A. Burton or is it?
It is, but right now there's 2 of those. That's why it's confusing. And by the time November rolls around, I'll have all of this solved.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah, and
while you're doing that, I will start off the list of things that are happening, because I did try to find you, but I only see the one channel, so maybe it's so. Let's see if I can get this going. All right, so we have got right after this, guys. If you head over to Lorena Creole's channel, we are going to be watching Blade 1988. That's going to be a lot of fun. Blade is like one of my favorite movies, favorite action movies. And definitely one of my favorite Wesley Snipes movie. So yeah, that's what's happening for the rest of today. Next week, though, you guys, I'm super, super excited about this. We are going to be watching Christine, 1983, from the Stephen King novel Christine. Very, very fun. I hope you can join me for that. Then on the 26th, hopefully Douglas A. Burton will be back along with Lorena Creole, and we are going to be watching The Creature from the Black Lagoon, 1954. And later on that day, we are going to head over to Lorena Creole's channel, and we're going to watch the classic Halloween 1978. What a fun time we're going to have this spooky season. And yeah, that'll close out the season. And we have some more things that I'm working on for November, but we won't get into that just yet because yeah, let's just deal with October. That's the fun stuff that we're going to be doing. Let's see. So, did you happen to find anything yet? No, not yet.
This is driving me nuts.
Okay, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
We'll
it's caused such consternation.
Well, once you have it, we will definitely put it on these in the description. So guys, look for his information in the description where you can reach his YouTube channel. So we're gonna go back retroactively and do that for you just to make sure that everyone gets that.
Yeah, Moonbeam, that one with the 34 subs, because I don't ever use the channel. It's a nothing channel, and there's 34 subs there, but that's the channel I'm gonna have to dismantle because it wasn't set up on a Gmail account. And you cannot build a YouTube channel unless it's a Gmail account. I did not know that. So now I have to build a new channel, which I've started, but it's because it's just a mess. It's a digital nightmare.
Yeah,
but I'll have it solved here in the coming days.
And look, I have been through a lot of this as well, because with my email issues and stuff to do with my channel, so I understand completely. And we'll as soon as you have that settled, we are going to rush over there and make sure that we're subscribed. And even after or before that, we'll figure out something, because I do want I do want everybody to head over there and support your first videos and stuff like that to get you off the ground.
Oh,
and
that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I know it's going to be amazing, because just you've been so wonderful on this channel, like helping me and providing such value. So I definitely appreciate everything that you've done for my channel. So thank you.
Well, that's all. Yeah, I enjoy coming on the channel, but I feel like the one who is grateful that you have shared so much. You know.
Oh, you're too kind. All right, so well, I think we're gonna head out because I want to get ready for Lorena Creole's watch party. So if you guys are around later on, just head on over and we'll converse there. Let's see if I can get this going. Also, yes. All right. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful evening, and I will see you in the next one of these, or somewhere around the internet somewhere.
Awesome.
Take care, everybody.
All right, bye, everybody. Enjoy your weekend.
Retro Nerd Girl, you are clear for takeoff.
In the neon light she stands, retro girl with nerd comments. Memory lane she takes your hand to the past where good times land. Pixels glow and screens do hum, hear the beat of retro drum. Geeks unite, oh here we come, nerdy world where we're from. Retro logo leads the way, in the night to yesterday. All the nerds come out to play, she's the light, won't go away. Film and movies on rewind, good old days in nerdy mind. Retro nerd girl you will find, guiding us all intertwined. Joystick games and cosmic fights, wondrous days and sleepless nights. With her everything feels right, retro glow in neon lights. Joystick games and cosmic fights, wondrous days and sleepless nights. With her everything feels right, retro